This is a 57 Ford pickup, short bed, big window. They call them the refrigerators, or the fridge.
All it takes is one job, oh yeah. All it takes is one job, and everything is gonna be okay.
This customer came in and wanted us to do a full restoration on this truck. After looking it over, I had informed them that it just, with the budget and the truck, it just wasn't a good one to do. The rust and the lack of good pieces on it made it to where it would be better to just buy one that's already done or in better condition, because to get them to that condition of a different one, the price difference just didn't make sense, which happens, you know. And it's nice to have a customer that understands that I'm looking out for their best interest. However, we're going to do a few things to it to make it more drivable, safer, just so it doesn't turn into dust. There's a few things that we're doing. We did plugs and wires and a few small things like that. Jared's over here working on rebuilding the carburetor right now. Master cylinder was leaking on the inside of the vehicle, so we put a new master cylinder in it. The brake line coming off the master cylinder was in extremely rough shape, and so I made a new one of those. I'm getting to... Oh, Jared did some cleaning up on the wiring. It had deteriorated pretty bad. Somebody put a 289 in it, which is kind of cool. A little bit more of a preferred motor over the Y block or straight six or whatever this had. The inside, I'm working on getting a passenger window in it, and somebody had cut a big chunk out of the door there. Luckily it was still sitting around and I welded it back in. No idea why they did that, but you can still see some of the brake fluid on the floor here. A lot of the floor just has these weird screwed in patches over it. The cab's extremely rusty, so I'm going to put some new body mounts in and rebuild some of these body mount areas just so the cab isn't sagging down so bad. It's kind of affected all the gaps, the way the hood closes, and you can see the pinch on the door here. We got a big gap down here and really tight up here. And then you can see that this is up and then it kind of tapers down. Classic, this body mount is crushed. The area is crushed. Actually, both body mounts in the front. The rears are fine. They're a lot more simple. But at any rate, we're going to do a few little things here and just kind of get it back on the road. Good fun for just a driving truck, you know. No reason to let it deteriorate and get worse than it already is, even though it might not be a good candidate for restoration. It doesn't mean that it can't be a truck that somebody loves. Alright, I'm going to start by finding out what we have under this little guy, because there's quite a few of these little guys on this. And we have to find out if it was just to keep their beer in the car or their dog. This poor bastard is just gone. I'd like to try to fix it from the top down so I don't have to be working underneath, welding from underneath and whatnot. So I'm going to try to do the repair from up here. I plan on just putting a jack underneath the corner of the cab here and just doing it one side at a time. I'm going to need to cut this bolt out because I'm guessing that it's not going anywhere. And then we'll cut out this area here. I'll make that new box piece for underneath here, then put the top back on. Also, this part of the cab down here is gone as well, so we might put a piece back in there before we do either one of those other pieces. So this is a little bit better look at what we got going on here as our light dies. But you can see quite the vast amount of nothingness. So this inner piece here is what we'll make first. This is supposed to be covered all the way over, but we'll just make these pieces one at a time. Probably doing our same old template. I love templates, you know I love them. You know, you just template out each piece and you can make it really nice. So here we go. What I want to do first is get this body lifted back up where it should be, and a gap is a really good way to check that. And it's fighting a little hard here. So let's get that. We'll start cutting on that body mount. It's just too collapsed and it's still just holding it up. So here's our new situation with that other piece out. This is our frame here, and our rubber piece of body mount will go there. Our channel that's going to be under here, then our floor, and then another rubber body mount will be on top of that. That was kind of the area that you couldn't really see, but I'd like to put a cap over that on the inside there, and that's where we're going to start. Okay, so I got my two pieces cut out here, and this one is one for this side. I painted the back of it black, so help with some of that rust protection, even though we're at a bit of a loss here. There's our new inner on our A-pillar. Corner pocket. I'm playing with fire as Jared's playing with fuel.
We tried not to do it at the same time, though. We were thinking this time.
Ooh, look at that pretty carb.
She cleaned up nice.
Ooh, she cleans up nice. Little 2-barrel, what, a 500? 450?
Probably a 450 or 500. Honestly, I'm not real familiar with the Motorcraft ones.
But it cleaned up, it's all rebuilt, ready to rock. This isn't how I want to do this. This is a piece of light gauge box tubing, and I'm gonna put it in here as our support. Normally you can buy that inner piece there, and that's what I'd like to be putting in, but this is what we have today, and the customer isn't even expecting that we're gonna fix this issue, so I'm just gonna go through with this. It'll work just fine. The only thing that it won't do that the other one is look as pretty from the bottom. Alright, we got our new cab mount kit here. On our front ones, these little square pieces go underneath. This bigger piece goes in between our now box tube and our frame there. This smaller square and the metal tab go underneath the frame mount there. Alright, and there's our patch. It's supporting the truck now. Door seems to be closing even better. And you can see that the front fender isn't hiked up over that. We aren't touching up here. Have a nice gap. And you can kind of see where the hood was hitting. It's not hitting anymore. So, a lot of benefits to getting your body mounts right. It's a task, but one of the first things that you should check out on a vehicle, and if it needs to be done, it'd be the first thing I'd suggest doing. So, that's that.
All it takes is one job.